afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this video. I know, we have finally made it back to Great Adventure. Unfortunately, Dorney Park is now closed for the season, so gotta find other ways to entertain myself on the weekends. But today is November 8th, and again, here at Great Adventure for what I'm going to be calling Bonus November. Of course, the official name is Grateful November with a bunch of special events, which is why we're going today on a Saturday rather than on a Sunday, because that's when most of the special events are happening. But either way, pretty nice that Great Adventure is staying open for the November season despite no holiday in the park. Definitely got to use these bonus days up, especially since we are 10 rides away from 100 rides on the season on El Toro, so can't wait to experience that again and hopefully go back-to-back seasons with 100 rides. But with that out of the way, let's get right into the park. Next weekend is also Veterans Weekend, so they've got all their Veterans Day deco out. Pretty cool. We've got Tweety and Sylvester meeting out by the sign with all the American flags on it, all in their Veterans Day attire, of course. Of course, cannot have Veterans Day without the giant eagle inflatable. That is a staple for Veterans Day for the park. It feels really good not to run to this every visit, but first ride of the day is going to be Flash. Definitely very good timing for the line. Timed that up very nicely. But either way, really good ride here on the Flash. Well, not just one ride, but two rides because of my sneaky ways with hopping in an empty seat. That was it is running really nicely today, especially since it's not the coldest in the world, especially for like a fall day. So it is running, again, really nicely. Of course, always the stall and pretty decent airtime on the airtime hills, if I do say so myself. So really good two rides here on Flash. Okay, so we are going to pull a wild card today. We're probably gonna go on Wonder Woman depending on the line, and by the looks of it, does not seem that there's too many people waiting for it. So we're gonna do a very unlike us and go on Wonder Woman today. Let's do it. Very solid ride on Wonder Woman. It's very happy to get back on that after a very long hiatus. Actually, I'm pretty sure we haven't done it at all this season up until this point, just because it was closed for a long period of time mid-season. But again, happy that we can get back on it during what should have been the holiday in the park routine. I'm sad. Well, we had our fun on this side of the park, but we are going to now turn to the left side of the park because I am pretty sure you know where we are going. So just as a recap, right now I sit at 90 rides on the season. So today we need a grand total of 10 rides right here. I definitely think it's doable. I've done 26 at one point this year, so this is going to be absolutely doable as long as it is open, because we've been walking up here, haven't seen it cycle in a little bit, so not gonna get my hopes up that it's open right now. Let's just hope that it opens later today if it is not open. And right on cue. And of course, the wall to Medusa is up, so we gotta go all the way around to Medusa. Well, unfortunately, we just got word that Medusa will be closed all day, but we got Toro testing, so we are going to head up to the entrance, hopefully wait out the delay. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to wait no further because they opened the line, so let's do this. Okay, so here's a cool update, and I don't know if it picks up on the camera or not, but they repainted the bottom of the old Rolling Thunder Hill. That's pretty cool in my opinion, although I'm questioning why they did it in the first place, because it is just a stationary track after all, but I think that's cool in my opinion. Six ride set here on El Toro. Although we did get it as soon as it came out of the breakdown, so the first few rides were kind of sluggish. Didn't get too much airtime, especially since they were front loading the cars. We even got row 4 at one point, so that was kind of odd. But then when it started to speed up, we started getting the back few rows, and then that's when it became vintage Toro that I knew. So got the 6 rides set in. Now we just need 4 more to complete the 100. Although what's weird is that on the lift hill we looked to our right and Medusa, let's just say, yeah, we'll get to it. That's all I'll say. But for now, very good set here at Toro.
You can kind of see it.
All right, we made it over here. Medusa has valleyed on the Cobra roll. I have no idea how that happened, but there we go. That's that. Unfortunately, we can't go any past the stage here because we do have security blocking off, but still insane how that's possible. Okay, we were walking over here by the Mine Train Plaza, and they literally just opened the line, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be the only ones on this train here. Amazing Zen ride here on Mine Train in the front row as usual, but unfortunately we have a loss. They did add some of these wooden grates over by the exit, so can no longer reach your hand out and then touch your friends and whatever. But either way, really fun Zen ride here on the front row Mine Train. Stopping by here, Boardwalk Island, Superman Island, whatever you want to call it, checking out the progress on Project 2027. Probably can't get a lot from the gates over there because most, if not all, the progress now is going to be up by the parking lot. But either way, it's still going to be interesting to catch what's going to be happening down here, and we can already see sort of dirt mounds where Twister used to be, so hopefully we can see some of the progress. We'll just have to find out. Just checking in between the wall here. Let's see if we can get into focus here. There we go. We can see a lot of footers going in right now. Very exciting progress. Hopefully they can go vertical by the beginning of next season. Maybe end of this season. I think that's a little too hopeful. We haven't really seen a lot of shipment news coming in lately, so this is the best we're gonna get for now. Oop. That's it. There we go. All the footers over there. That's probably gonna be the best we're gonna get for now. And since we're here, might as well take a pity ride on Superman. We're unknown of the future of this ride for the rest of the season. We are shooting to come back here on the last day of operation, which is November 30th, if I'm not mistaken. So we're unsure of whether this is going to be open by that point. So might as well hop a ride right now while we can. And also wanted to ride to get a better view of the construction site over here. Doesn't seem we can see a whole lot. Obviously we can see some of the footers that are already in. A lot of dirt though, so that's what's covering most of the site. Really wish I can get some footage by the parking lot to get some of the gigantic footers, because you can certainly see them on while you're riding Toro. But for now, this is the best we're going to get.
the right platform with loose articles will be asked to exit the platform to ensure their
Fairly decent ride here on Superman. Got a decent look at the 2027 construction site. Of course, the pretzel loop, King's All, and everything else dies out. You've heard my thoughts on this before. Just a solid supporting ride here at this park. Another rare find for today. Joker is basically a walk-on, so we're gonna hop a ride. Decent forwards ride here on Joker. We had an interesting sequence. We actually stalled on the second airtime hill, which was interesting. We also had a stall on the return half magnets right there. That was pretty cool. But either way, still decent ride on Joker. And here is the biggest loss of the day. Nitro, which is probably the park's most reliable coaster, will not open today and is gearing up to be not operating for the rest of the season. So again, just like Superman, unsure of the future for the rest of the season of that ride, but just gonna try and hope that we can get back on it on November 30th. Well, it may be on only 2 trains and there are 2 switchbacks, but haven't done Devil in a while, so gotta do it. You're not ready for this, but I got 5 rides in a row without leaving the station here on Devil. And yes, your eyes don't deceive you, that still is a relatively full queue house. So that means that there were groups that weren't riding in the back row. So I kind of just stayed back there for 4 in a row. So interesting development here at Jersey Devil. Although it is still kind of sad the operational state that this ride is in. This should at least have 3 trains running at all times, as we can see by the line there. They did build the 3rd train for Fright Fest, but for some reason they disassembled it already, so not sure what they were doing there, but it's kind of sad the operational state that this ride is in. It's just, I remember marathoning this 2022, 2023. Those were the best times. Unfortunately, not able to do that nowadays, just again because they took the 3rd train off for some reason and are unable to run all 4 trains. But I'm hopeful for the future. Hopefully they can get all 4 trains running on this again. But either way, really good set of 5 here on Jersey Devil. Here we go. Barnstormer finally got assembled and it is finally operating after a summer-long hiatus. I have no idea how they did it in such a short time. Well, not a short time because I've been away for a long time, but still, that is really impressive. They were able to get it open for the end of the season. Props to Great Adventure for that. Well, we've got some time to kill, so I can get an El Toro night ride for my 100th ride, so might as well have a ride on Skull Mountain.
Enjoy your ride on Skull Mountain. Goodbye.
Back row is the only row. I literally stood up on the drop and a few other moments on there. But other than that, it is Skull Mountain, so it can only be so good, but still really good filler ride. The next filler ride before the 100 ride Toro extravaganza is going to be Batman. Not gonna lie, I forgot how good Batman is with Talon to compare at Dorney Park. Don't get me wrong, I like Talon a little better than this, but I love the fast pace and whippiness of the Batman clones. Of course, as you've heard many times before, the B&M invert ranking will release later this year, so you'll see how this compares to everything else. But in the meantime, that was a really good, solid front row ride on Batman. Long-time viewers will know, it's time to take the ferry. Although we do have some bad news, they did sort of take away the pre-show, so it's just kind of a walkthrough at this point. Really fun ride here on Dark Knight. Despite being a while now, so you can have your fun with it, especially with it being in a dark building. So just a really fun ride. Well, we probably won't be getting the 100 in this set since it's not quite dark out yet, but we still got 4 to go, so hopefully we can get at least 2 in this set. We'll just have to find out though. Not a 2-ride set, but a 3-ride set. So that means we are standing at 99 on the year, and they were pretty good night rides, if I do say so myself. Although, of course, not exactly the darkness that I want it to be, but I will absolutely take it. Running phenomenally with a full train now. Unfortunately, the station is kind of full right now, so we're gonna have to take a little break, but while we were on the lift hill, we noticed that Medusa, of all coasters, is running right now. I have no idea how they managed to get the Valley train off, and get it open for today. That is just insane, but either way, we are going to head over there to get a ride on it. Well, much like earlier in the year, when it was running one train, there you go. Unfortunately, no night ride, and I'm worried that this might be the last weekend of operation for this ride, so no send-off for Medusa this year. Sad for that. Well, with that blunder out of the way, it is time. Time to get our 100th ride in 2025 on El Toro. In back-to-back years, no less. This is an amazing accomplishment. Cannot believe that I'm doing this in back-to-back years, and especially at night, making it the grand finale. Cannot beat that. So let's do our 100th ride in 2025. $100 back-to-back seasons with 100 rides. Cannot believe it. And of course, with it being a night ride, it was absolutely hauling. Of course, that is an amazing way to end it. Of course, I think there is a better way to end it, with it being the very last ride, because I did get word that today is indeed the last day of operation for the year. Now, I don't think I'll be able to get that last ride, of course. That 100th ride was a really good one. I'm thinking I'm ending it off there. But with that, just want to take a time to reflect on the season. It was an amazing season for Toy. A very shaky season at that, but still an amazing one. Cannot wait for next year's retrack. It's going to be so much smoother next year and the years to come, because they're going to be doing it in stages. But with that, that is going to do it for our day here at Great Adventure. Gonna start making my way towards the exit. And with that, our day at Great Adventure has come to an end. I'm going to be very truthful with you. This was probably one of the best days of the year. Could not beat it. With the 5 rides in a row in Devil, we got on most all the open coasters, and of course the 100th ride on El Toro. Cannot beat that. I'm not really gonna rank the days that we came here this year because that's kind of dumb, but this would be up there as one of the best in my opinion. With that, also Toro is now closed for the season, so that's kind of sad that we can't get any more Toro, but I am very satisfied with how it turned out this season. But with that, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course subscribe for more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.